Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys Zombie Death Trooper figure from the Ahsoka show. So Hot Toys actually released this figure at the perfect time because Halloween is around the corner, and this figure is very Halloweeny in my opinion because it's a zombie. So yeah, so here we got the box. We've got a picture of the Death Trooper in his zombie head sculpt here, holding his E11D rifle, and here it says Hot Toys exclusive. I think this figure is a little bit more rarer than usual because usually they make 3,000 of special edition figures, but I think I've heard that they only did 2,000. I think somebody said they only did 300, but I don't know who's correct there. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, down here it says Star Wars, and then we've got the Star Wars Ahsoka line sort of banner here. It says Death Trooper. Here we've got a picture of the Death Trooper with his normal helmet on. On the sides here, it just says Death Trooper here with the Hot Toys symbol, and down here as well. And then on this side, we've got another picture of the Death Trooper holding both of his guns, looking really, really cool. And on the back here, it just has some warnings here, talking about the batteries, Hot Toys store locations, and a load of other stuff we do not care about. Now, inside of the box, before we get to the actual figure, we got this awesome artwork here with the zombie Death Trooper standing there. And then on the sides here, we got a picture of him in his zombie head sculpt. I honestly expected this picture to be the zombie version of the Death Trooper attacking Sabine, and that would have been kind of cool. But you know what we got is honestly pretty cool. Anyway, let's take off the banner here. If I can do it right here, and then here we go. We've got the figure here. Anyway, let's get this packaging off so we can take a closer look. All right, here we go. We've got the figure in this packaging right here. There's a lot of packaging on this. The figure is very well secured. Here we've got the zombie head sculpt here, looking really, really, really awesome. When you get this figure in hand and look at it with your own eyes, you will see how much detail there is on the figure. All the dirt, the dust, the mud. It's really, really dirty looking figure. When you look on the pictures, it really looks like just a black Death Trooper with like all the gold and stuff. But if you look closely when you have the figure in hand, it just looks incredible. Here we've got his blaster pistol and the E11D rifle. And then we've got all his hands, which look really also dirty, which you would expect. Anyway, let's get this figure out of the box and all of his accessories so we can take a proper closer look. And also the batteries and instructions are here, plus extra wrist pegs. Hopefully I will not be needing these in today's video. Alright, I got the Death Trooper out plus all of his accessories, but let's take a look at the accessories first. So we've got the hands here, as you can see. So yeah, the detail on the gloves are awesome. I love like the dirt on the fingers there. And obviously we've got that armor there, which has obviously been repaired by the Great Mothers, as you can see, where you've got the patches of gold. I really like that, the troopers in the Ahsoka show, where they've been repaired by like pieces of gold. It's really, really awesome. But yeah, we've got some flaring out hands for the zombie poses, some trigger finger hands, some fisted hands. We get 2 pairs of fisted hands. Nice. Yeah, you get some good hands. Unfortunately, we don't get 2 flaring out zombie hands, which is kind of disappointing. But on the figure, we've got 2 sort of hands like that. But anyway, we've got the blaster pistol here, looking really, really cool. I love the detail. We've got the pieces of chipping and scratching on there, just like it's been, you know, been knocked around or chucked around. It's really, really awesome. Got a massive scope on that as well. Wow. They're probably going to be very accurate with that. I've only got the E11D rifle. One thing I really hated about the E11D rifle in the Ahsoka show is usually they have a really unique, cool sound, which even in the Star Wars Battlefront game, it still had that sound. But for some reason, it does not sound like the E11D rifles. It just sounds like a normal Star Wars blaster or something like that, which I found very disappointing, but that's probably just me. But talking about the rifle, at the end there, you can sort of see where it's been heated up, where it's been shooting. Got the blue there, a bit like on the Stranger lightsaber. And then you've also got the some brown there as well. There will be a review on the Stranger lightsaber soon, ladies and gentlemen. It's just there's been a delay on that as well. But anyway, there's some more scratching on that as well. You've got the red there. It looks really, really cool. I've never had an E11D rifle in Hot Toys form, or 1/6 scale form, so it's quite exciting. We're not going to really look at this too much because we're going to look at it more on the figure. But here's the zombie face looking really, really cool. This looks really strange, by the way. We've got the display base as well. It says Death Trooper. I think, oh yeah, I thought I scratched the display base again. I kind of did. I'm really terrible at clipping these rods and I keep scratching the display bases, but you don't really notice anyway. Now, anyway, here we got the Death Trooper himself. He's really armored up, as you can see, looking really cool. So let's start with the sort of helmet sculpt here. The dirt is ridiculously awesome on it. It's just everywhere. There's like grey pieces of dirt, there's brown, even the visor, it's dirty. That is crazy. I love that. There is a light up feature. These 2 bits light up, plus this little light here as well. I'll be showing you that soon enough, but the helmet looks incredible. it's just awesome. I love it. Even on the neck part, you can see the dirt as well. For some reason, my figure, this meant to be zipped up. My figure, for some strange reason, it's unzipped. If I use tweezy, I can zip that back up. But I'm not going to really be looking at this at the back when displaying this on my shelf. So I'm not really going to bother with that. I can't be bothered, honestly. But anyway, let's move to the torso piece here. Looking awesome. The dirt, the pieces of gold, and those scratches, or those sort of like pieces where it's been filled in, they actually look like they've not just been painted on. They look like, I think if you look carefully, it looks like they're actually like those scratches are there, or they're actually, it's hard to explain, but like it's dug in, as you can see. So it doesn't look like they've been painted on. They're sort of sculpted in some ways. I really like that. You've got these little bits here. On the side, these are all hand put on. These are not sculpted or plastic or anything. They're all glued on. Hopefully these don't come off over time. That would be a tragic disaster, but time will tell with that. Same with these, all the way down the arm here. You can just see the dirt. It's just absolutely crazy. And the boots, I love it. This is probably one of the most detailed Hot Toys figures I've ever seen. It's crazy. I do own some clone troopers. The chrome, the chrome clone troopers, the like gold and silver one I own, they don't count because they're not gonna have dirt or detail. It's just they're meant to be there for like a shiny little piece of fun, pretty much. They're just made for fun. If you want some shiny troopers in your collection, you can. But with the clone commando and the Umbra operative arc trooper, you definitely could see the dirt. But the dirt is even more crazy. If we go to the back, I love the detail on the back. It is absolutely awesome. We go down here, and the armor is just beautiful. I think these are rubber here. Oh, what's that down there? Yeah, I think these are rubber. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. It looks cool. You don't get that with the clone trooper outfits. They're usually made out of just like a fabric material. There is fabric underneath there, and the same up on the top there. But yeah, hopefully posing this won't do any creasing. But I don't really care about that. I mean, I have never really talked about this, but when you pose certain like rubbers in dynamic poses for a long period of time, especially pleather, if you unpose them, they can crease or crack faster. Personally, I buy a figure because I want to pose it. I don't really, worry about all that stuff. Yes, if I unpose some of my Vaders now, maybe they'll be creased forever, but I don't really repose my stuff. So for me, I don't really think that's going to be too much of an issue. But here we go, looking great. I will do the light off feature soon, like I said. It basically works very similar to the Clone Commando. You basically take off the top here, you put the batteries in and turn the switch on. It's magnetic. It doesn't even look like it's there really. Although there's a seam there, sort of. But it's definitely not a deal breaker for me. Oh, and let's take a look at the arm. My mistake, almost forgot that. We've got these, I don't know what these gauntlets do. Is it like some dart shooters or something? Or are they just... Let me know in the comments, because I love Death Troopers. They're definitely my favourite trooper design. But I don't know what they are. I mean, they've got some more those little wrist bandages around there. God, what an awesome design. Whoever designed these troopers for the Ahsoka show did a great job. Also, if you are interested, the Night Trooper has been released. Time of me recording this video, they released it a couple of days ago. So if you definitely want that, make sure to go and purchase that. The same with Bailey Skull, but I personally am not going to get any of those. Anyway, let me put him in his first pose so we can take a proper look at the light up feature and what he looks like holding his E11D rifle. Alright, we got him in his first pose, and before we get into it, I want to say two things. First of all, I'm very embarrassed with myself with my reviewing skills because there's a beautiful wire on that gun there, looking really, really cool. I really like that attention to detail. I don't know how I didn't spot that when talking about the gun. Very embarrassed, but one thing I want to warn you about is this here. So when you get the figure on the display base, I wouldn't just slide it on there because you may these may come unglued. So I would open the legs up, put him on, then close the legs up to lock him in. I'd be very careful with that because there may be a chance where the glue will come undone and then you have to re-glue these little bandages here. Anyway, I got him in a very simple pose. He's just standing there holding his E11D rifle. And honestly, if this weren't for the zombie head, this would be my pose in the collection. But honestly, with the zombie head, you want it to be more of a crazy sort of mindless sort of pose. I know in the show when he was a zombie or they were a zombie, they actually kind of shot like normal Death Troopers, but obviously just to make things more, stand out more in my collection, I think I do want him in this slightly more zombie-like pose. So I'm going to get Grand Admiral Thrawn in a sec. Oh, he's right near me actually. I put him on a shelf near me, ready for the review. I want to see what he looks like next to Grand Admiral Thrawn. I think that'll be really cool, but this pose is just a simple pose. I've actually put the batteries in, by the way, and I will turn the lights on before we get Thrawn out, but yeah, really looking good here, standing up nice and straight. When I was moving the arms a little bit, I felt a little bit of resistance when I was, what I mean by that actually is when I was pulling up the arm, it wanted to fight back down again, the rubber here, but it does seem to be okay. Also, the wrist pegs are quite loose, so they're quite easy to take the hands off, which I find really nice actually. With Franz, because I think apparently because he got like the blue dye or something messes up with the joints. That's why mine broke, because Justin's collection, he didn't say it in his review, but he said it on a live stream. 3 of his joints broke, only 2 of mine. So if you're going to get Grand Admiral Thrawn, be careful, because I think there's a problem with like blue joints being weaker than others. So I would be very careful. If you're not reviewing it or anything, just put it in the pose you want it in, and just leave it like that. I would recommend. Anyway, let me turn these lights on, and how we do it is we take off this little hat here, and then we turn it on with the switch. Or I can actually do it on camera, lovely. We lock it back in, and here we go. Let me just turn off the flash. So here we go. So this light is extremely bright, actually. You can sort of see the glare in the camera, but these ones are not as bright. These are more subtle, which I think is accurate. But I think it's really cool. I really like these lights here. I think they're really, really, really cool. Honestly, we also got this another little green spot there. Didn't notice that when I turned it on earlier. That's really cool. I really like that. I really like that that feature. It's button cell batteries, by the way, so these will die quite quickly. But I do appreciate that feature from Hot Toys. That's a really, really cool feature. And yes, let's pose him next to Grand Admiral Thrawn, and let's see how cool they look. In fact, actually, let me just give you a few shots without the flash there. Yeah, that was great. I really like that. Lovely, lovely figure. Honestly, I love Death Troopers. Definitely my favorite trooper design, like I said earlier. And I'm really happy to have a Death Trooper in hand in 1/6 scale. Now, here we go. We have Grand Admiral Thrawn next to the Death Trooper. Honestly, this is definitely a display option for any of you guys which are getting both of these figures. Personally, I'm going to be displaying Thrawn next to Captain Enoch when he is released. And I want Thrawn I want the Death Trooper in his zombie form, sort of like looking at Sabine or something. I'll see what I can do, but these figures together, they look absolutely incredible. Make sure to check out my review on Thrawn if you have not already. Definitely an awesome figure, but these two look great together as expected, but these just look so good together. That Death Trooper is really flipping great, honestly. One thing though, which I think some people may say, the Death Trooper is just covered in dirt, but Thrawn's suit, this is not a Hot Toys problem. This is not a Hot Toys like problem. This is just from the show. Thrawn's suit in the show was just completely like clean. There's a few little stitch marks and stuff, whatever, and a few little bits of dirt, but the Death Trooper is covered in dirt. In my opinion, what the lore is behind that is Thrawn just keeps his suit blooming clean because he wants to look professional like a proper Grand Admiral. If his suit was all dirty and it wasn't neat, he wouldn't be a proper professional officer, would he? But these troopers obviously go through a lot more. Thrawn just sits in his office or sits there in front of his battle table and stuff, you know, sort of directing and stuff, or, I don't know, commanding. He doesn't get his hands dirty, but these troopers get their hands dirty, so that's why they are covered in dirt. Anyway, enough taking a look at this awesome sort of duo here. I want to put the Death Trooper in one more pose before putting his zombie sculpt on. Alright, here we go. We've got another sort of simple pose here, just because troopers just look awesome in these sort of poses. He's just holding his E11D rifle, plus his blaster pistol there. I changed his legs up a little bit, just nothing too crazy, and just like, you know, getting out of like a normal standing pose, just so he's like maybe ready to shoot someone or something. It's pretty cool. Usually, I think Death Troopers usually have holsters. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I can't be bothered to go and check a picture of normal Death Troopers, but definitely this one doesn't. So if you're not using his gun, you can either have it sitting on the floor, which I might actually have, or, you know, it's just back in the box. But here we go, looking really cool with the gun. I think it's quite a cool pose. If you can't really decide which gun you want to pose him with, just do something like this. Problem solved, really, honestly. His arm does stay out pretty well, even though there's, you know, the rubber undersuit there. It's not completely rubber, but, you know, because I think underneath the rubber you've got this fabric here, but still it's rubber, so it may try and pull back down, but just keep fighting it, it'll work. We'll quickly take a look at the light one more time before we switch out the head sculpts. Here we go, looking really awesome with the lights there. Yeah, I love these lights. We don't get any lights for the zombie Death Trooper head, unfortunately. I had a cool idea in my head. If they did have lights, something cool which could happen, which I don't think would be, you know, it wouldn't be show accurate, but it would be cool. I'll talk about that near the end of the video. But this is really cool pose. I really like it. These Death Troopers are just awesome. I just can't stop looking at this thing. It's crazy. I think the gun is in there too well. Yeah, you can sort of see how my pose isn't perfect there. Just realised that, but you know what? It's okay. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's switch out the head sculpts so we can check out that zombie head. Alright, here we go. We have the zombie head sculpt on the figure. My goodness. Now let's talk about the detail on this. Now it's actually on the figure. So it looks amazing that you got all that flesh there, zombie flesh, looking really creepy. And I love the detail around the side of the helmet, like it's been sliced by a lightsaber. Wasn't it sliced by a lightsaber? I think it was, yeah. Somebody sliced it. I think it was Sabine. And I think the detail looks crazy good. Like the other helmet, as you can see, it's covered in dirt. The visor is covered in dirt as well. But this is just crazy creepy. You can even see like the jaw at the bottom of the mask, which looks even more creepy. It is just absolutely awesome. I just love how the mouth is just poking out. It's so cool. When I saw it in the show, I was like, that's creepy. I didn't actually think Hot Toys would actually make the zombie head sculpt. I thought they would just keep it like, you know, just the normal Death Trooper mask. But I'm super glad they decided to make this zombie face. It is absolutely incredible. I just put him in just a normal pose. I don't even have him in a pose actually. I just put some fisted hands on there. Also, because the joints are quite loose, these do fall out quite easily. When I was trying to rip off this guy's head, the hand which was holding this gun fell on the floor. It fell off really easily. So let's be careful with that. I'll be fair, maybe your one might be different. Is it a big deal? No, I actually would rather them be loose so they're easy to get off than hard and risk breaking one of the joints or wrist pegs. So I'm completely fine with that. I have no issues with that. I want to take up, before putting this guy into a pose, I do want to take off the flash. In fact, no. I'll put him into a pose, then I'll take off the flash so you can see the zombie head sculpt more in the dark, so it'll look a little bit more creepy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I got him into another pose here. Before we put the flash on, I just want to show you that head sculpt without it. You can really see how creepy that looks. Also, I think I know why the hands pop off quite easily. It's because like the rubber, like the gauntlets and the rubber, basically it's quite hard to push back the gauntlets. Try and push them back in and push the gauntlets back as much as you can, because the rubber, it's quite hard with the rubber, and then put the hands on. But still, when I feel like when I'm trying to move the hand around, it just falls out really easily. Like I said, it's a bit annoying, but I would rather it be like that than being really hard to take off or hard to put on. So I think I'm not gonna really complain too much about that, because as long as it stays while I'm displaying it, I am fine. But here we go. I just got into a pose where he's just, you know, like just trying to aim a gun, and he's just, you know, standing a bit weirdly with his zombie head, looking really awesome. Oh, I got the backboard there. Wasn't it? I put it there for posing, to try and copy a pose earlier. I haven't removed it since. Oh, I guess it looks cool. My final pose, I want him like looking a bit more, where I want his legs to be a bit more crazy, where he's not like stepping off the display base. He's holding his E11D. My final pose is going to be, oh, that looks, ooh, I don't know. From that angle, that does not look very good on the back there. I kind of wish they textured that a little bit, or yeah, wish they somehow formed that a little bit so it looks a bit more realistic. Yeah, I think this zombie head sculpt is something where if it's not like angled properly on the head, it's going to look a bit wacky from the back. So it's a little irritating, but yeah, looking great. I like how it's looking with the gun, and it looks creepy like it should do. Looking at that. Anyway, let's get it into my final pose. Alright, here's my final pose, ladies and gentlemen. I got me to a very sort of zombie sort of look. This is actually a pose I copied off the updated blogger photos when this figure was released. I think it would look a bit more like mean or evil. I don't know if he was like holding the gun like he's going to shoot somebody, but I got a lot of figures in my collection like holding guns and stuff, and I wanted to change it up a little bit because I like unique stuff. So I decided to copy the pose as much as possible, and I wanted him like holding his blaster. So it's like, you know, somebody knocked his gun out of his hand. He went down on the ground and picked it up, and because he's a zombie, he didn't really, he's not really thinking properly, you know, because zombies don't have any brains, and he's going up to, I don't know, Sabine or something to whack them over the head with the gun. But here we go. I think it's a really cool looking pose with the feet here. I need to be careful since he's a little bit wobbly, because it'll be okay. It'll be okay. But I really like this. You can really do some really wacky poses with this zombie head sculpt. That's why I really like it. Yeah, that does bother me a bit, but I can't be bothered to zip that back up, honestly. I don't know why mine came like that. That mouthpiece there really bothers me, so I want to make sure with the zombie head sculpt, most poses you do, you probably don't want to be looking at it from the back, because they kind of didn't really finish the head sculpt around the back, which is a little, or the mouth play, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, which is a bit disappointing, but I guess that's okay. But here we go. I love it, man. It is crazy. Let me know in the comments what you think of this zombie Death Trooper, and also let me know, are you going to be posing him with his normal helmet and having him standing like a normal Death Trooper, or are you going to go for a wacky look like this, where he's got his zombie face out and he's being kind of weird in his movement? I'm gonna turn the flash off really quickly so we can take a proper look at him with his zombie head sculpt in a more creepy way. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I want to do something a little bit different at the end of my videos. So my favourite Hot Toys reviewer, Justin Collection, he does the 3 cool and 3 annoying things. I want to do something similar using a bit of inspiration. I want to do the 2 irritating things and the 2 great things about the figure. So the first irritating thing about the zombie Death Trooper is his head sculpt. As much as I love it, at the back, when you go around this side here, I really wish they kind of finished it a little bit and made it look like more of a zombie face. When you look at it from the back here, it doesn't look too good in my opinion. It looks really weird. The second irritating thing is I love this light up feature on this mask. It's really cool, but unfortunately we didn't get it with this. I really wish we kind of did, but I'm not sure if it would be possible. I kind of wish like that light lit up, and maybe the torch did as well. It'll probably add a bit more life to the mask. And also another idea I had, this wouldn't be show accurate, but can you imagine if, like, because the mask is broken, the lights are sort of flashing on and off? Or maybe the reason why they didn't do that is because the mask is broken. I don't know, but I just you know, was trying to figure out, you know, what I could do for my second irritating thing, and I just thought, I guess that could be what it is, you know. So yeah, because yeah, I really think this light is really cool. It's really easy to turn on. You just have to take off the top magnetic and switch it on, which is super easy to do. The first great thing is the amount of detail on the armor. I love the scratches. Some of them look like the scratches are actually dug into the armor. Really like that. All the dirt, the mud, it looks incredible. The amount of detail, even on the undersuit. Usually the undersuits are not that dirty. Yes, this under part of the undersuit isn't dirty, but I definitely can let them slide. I can definitely let that slide because most of the outfit is dirty. You know, all the rubber bits are dirty here. It's just only these under bits here which aren't dirty. Maybe, you know, those parts are not as easy to get dirty. Yeah, some people may complain about that, but because there's so much dirt on the outfit, I'm gonna let that slide, honestly. I think it's really awesome. The second great thing about this figure is the light up feature. They did not have to do this at all, but I love that they added it. I love the torch, it's really bright, and these are very subtle, but I think they're good enough, honestly. Also, by the way, I watched a clip, just a reference, and they didn't, the mask didn't get sliced by a lightsaber, it got shot. So yeah, kind of looks like the lightsaber slices a little bit there. But anyway, that has been my review on the Hot Toys Death Trooper figure from the Ahsoka show. Honestly, an amazing figure, and I'm super glad they made it, because honestly, we saw glimpses of this quite a lot. And honestly, we didn't know if Hot Toys were going to make it. But when we saw a picture of it in the Dark Side line with that zombie head sculpt, I thought, oh, we've clearly updated the figure, so they're definitely going to release it. And after a couple months, yes, it's just randomly released, and perfectly near Halloween as well, which is really awesome. I would really recommend this, honestly, even if you don't care about the zombie look and you don't really care for it, getting it just for the Death Trooper look, in my opinion, it's still worth it, because you don't need to use the zombie head. You can just pose it like a normal Death Trooper, and as you can see from this picture, it just looks incredible. Anyway, yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that like button, and the bell so you don't miss out on any more reviews. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another video, short or figure preview.